Mm, mm.
What the hell are you doing?
I guess I'm just going to leave all of that in because who doesn't want to listen to that?
That was the wettest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
All right.
Speaking of wet things, it's raining outside, so...
Welcome to Strictly Sports.
Oh, I didn't know we started. Yeah, we're back. It's been a little bit. I'm Austin,
I'm Ethan.
and as you can tell, this is Strictly Sports. We're here with just the sports.
I assume he censored the lip smacking disgustingness. That
I did
we'll
not.
see.
I did not. I promise
I
you.
apologize. Anyway, yeah, it's the month of March has come to a close, and maybe NFL free agency is mostly shaken out. So yeah, we're gonna talk about what happened to the March Madness of the NFL.
The real March Madness that we're all watching.
Because I didn't watch March Madness at all.
I watched it until the Peacocks got eliminated, and that's
That
about
was the only cool thing going on.
Yeah, but the real March Madness that we have been watching, the NFL free agency, wow.
Where do you start? It's just everything has happened.
It's like they're playing a video game, and like they're just turning user like modified trades on.
I feel like the managers have discovered fantasy football and are like, oh yeah, we'll just trade everything.
Yeah,
Because nothing is off limits. Tyreek Hill left the Chiefs.
I didn't think he was even in the realm of leaving.
Tyreek Hill is now going to the Dolphins, in case you've been living under a rock.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think the Packers GM has Derek Carr in his fantasy league. So he traded Devontae Adams over to the Raiders.
Yeah, but really what truly kicked off the wide receiver market this year...
And who would have thought it would have been him?
Surprisingly, was Christian Kirk getting like $80-some million to go play for the Jaguars for like 3 years.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous amount of money.
And that kind of just...
84
million. Is it 3 years?
4
years. Wow, it's still so much money. And yeah, that just sort of set off all of the other wide receivers in the league and be like, hey, if Christian Kirk, who I don't think he was a top 10 wide receiver at all last year.
I don't think he was a top 25 receiver last year.
So like Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams are looking at it, they're like, wait a minute.
This ain't right.
He can't be the highest paid. We're way better than him. And, man, yeah, so in terms of wide receivers, obviously those are the headlines.
Yeah, those 3 all definitely cashed out.
I don't know. I think the craziest one is Adams, in my opinion.
Yeah, just because I felt like that part of Aaron Rodgers agreeing to come back included Devontae Adams being in the plan.
Yeah, because supposedly part of getting Rodgers to come back was he was allowed to have he had input on decisions like these. And I don't understand why Aaron Rodgers is still in Green Bay, because he has less wide receivers than he did. Did they sign? I don't think they've signed anyone, have they?
You know what? I don't think that they have.
Because they lost MVS as well. Because he signed to the Chiefs.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, because he's the second fastest person in the NFL, actually. Pretty much. And so he's going to replace Tyreek Hill.
Oh, that could be a good fantasy pickup.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Lots of just gems in this draft, because I don't know who's going to be good anymore.
Well, not only that, the draft itself, we actually went to the combine, which was really cool. All of the receivers that we saw, looked like they had some talent. You could probably agree to that, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, this definitely looks like a good class. Drake London
Yeah, London.
looks really good.
The one that looked very good to me was it Calvin Austin? Was that his name?
Oh, yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, he looked very strong, but like you could just throw a dart and hit a good receiver in this draft.
Yeah, the Patriots are salivating at this draft.
Yeah, the Patriots, Packers, Colts.
Yeah.
There's so many people that desperately need this.
Although, I mean, the Colts are going to sign Julio Jones, for sure.
I mean, they have Matt Ryan now, which we need
Why
to
would
talk
they
about
not?
that too.
We'll get to quarterbacks. Let's just stick with wide receivers now.
Okay. Well, if we're sticking with receivers, we should probably talk about Cleveland's biggest pickup.
Yeah, which one? Wait,
The
receivers.
one that's not going to prison eventually.
Well, he was acquitted, not acquitted.
We'll get to that part
He
anyway.
wasn't convicted.
Anyway,
yeah, Amari Cooper.
to the Browns.
Honestly, Amari Cooper couldn't stay in Dallas. They couldn't pay him. They couldn't afford him.
They couldn't pay him. I do agree with that. But like the Browns, you couldn't have found anyone else. I mean,
Yeah, Cleveland, I guess.
I feel like there could have been a better suitor.
And plus, when he chose Cleveland, it was still Baker Mayfield. Maybe they promised him a good quarterback, and they did get one, I guess.
Yeah, and they're like, don't worry, it's not going to be Baker when you get there.
Other big wide receiver splashes, not a whole lot other than the big three or so.
Well, there was one that caught my
Juju also went to the Chiefs, so now the Chiefs are looking at all of the targets going to Travis Kelce, and then Juju and MVS.
Yes. Speaking of Pittsburgh Steelers receivers leaving, James Washington went to Dallas to fill the role left by Cooper. And then the one that I noticed that probably isn't on your list, but needs mentioned, Robert Woods.
Oh, yeah?
He's now part of Tennessee.
Yeah, that's an interesting signing there. Because, I mean, Julio Jones just didn't work out for him, and I think that to really level up Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown, they need that, like, third threat.
Yeah, like that's what works so well with the Chiefs, because they have a three-headed monster, which is Mahomes, Kelce, and, well, they had Hill. Maybe it'll be MVS this year, who knows. But if they can get that third head of their monster, that's what they need. And Tannehill can get the job done until they can find someone else.
Yeah, just going through, like, the list of other guys that have signed places, the big names that jump out to me is Zay Jones. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the people who spent the most money on wide receivers, but also got nothing to show for it.
Hello, Jacksonville.
The Jaguars. They've spent so much money because got like the most mediocre players for it. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram.
Oh, we can't forget Laquan Treadwell as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. Russell Gage went to Tampa Bay. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, Tampa just went ahead and signed as many receivers as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not
they've
really
got
sure why.
So many receivers because...
I mean, they got rid of O.J. Howard, which, okay,
Yeah.
he kind of needed to go.
We can talk about tight ends a little bit. There's not a whole lot that happened in the tight... O.J. Howard to the Patriots.
Yeah, no, Bills.
Oh, Bills, that's right.
Yeah, which, I mean, that could work out. I mean, he wouldn't be a tight end number one. He'd be the secondary, which could work for him.
Gerald Everett to the Chargers. That could be pretty interesting. Uzama to the Jets. Could be pretty interesting.
The Jets are a very interesting team for me in general this year, though.
And finally, Hooper to Tennessee. Austin Hooper to Tennessee. I think that'll be pretty good, too.
Well, that's because Cleveland franchise tagged Njoku.
And, like, he didn't go anywhere, but Robert Tonyan is going to be a sneaky pick in the draft this year.
Like, fantasy football, he's going to be the one you want.
Yeah, he could catch 10 touchdowns this year. Who else is Aaron Rodgers going to throw him to? It's either him or Aaron Jones. It's not Alan Lazard.
Yeah.
It's not Randall Cobb.
Oh, I forgot Cobb was still up there. I was going to say, outside of Lazard, I couldn't even name another receiver but Cobb. So I guess there is another. Outside of those two, though, I can't name another.
But yeah, that pretty much covers wide receiver, or tight end. But real quick, before we leave wide receiver, I just want to mention 2 more names that I'm excited about.
All right, well, there's plenty, so go right ahead.
Allen Robinson to the Rams.
Yeah, I like that, though.
It's incredible. Like, the Rams look like a good team still.
They look like they're going to go back.
They could still totally sign OBJ. I mean, nobody knows where he's going yet.
Man, imagine that set of receivers, though. OBJ, Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp.
And then your fourth is Van Jefferson, which is pretty good.
But considering most people like him as a third, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think they got a nice setup. And then finally, just because, despite my hatred, I still love them. The DJ Chark to the Lions.
I do like that too, because I think Amon St. Brown's going to get a lot of attention now that Chark's going to take some of the heat off him.
Yeah, I think that's good for Amon St. Brown or Amon-Ra St. Brown, because I don't know if he's ready to handle like
a true number 1 receiver slot.
A true number 1 corner.
Oh, yeah. That is true. Because then, was it Williams that took most of the brunt last year?
No, Williams didn't set foot on the field, I don't think.
Oh.
He was injured the whole time.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't really watch a Lions game last year.
I mean, it was Amon St. Brown, he came in... Amon-Ra St. Brown, man. I'm going to mess up his name every time.
If I had to say Amon St. Brown.
Yeah, St. Brown. He kind of came on. He kind of became the one second half of the season.
Yeah. Who was the other one that was there? There was someone else that was trying to be the number 1, wasn't there?
Hawkinson. Oh, Brashad Perryman was there.
That's who it was.
Who went back to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, to be wide receiver number 5 instead of wide receiver number 1.
And just because we probably should have started with it, but I was just too excited to talk about wide receivers because it's pretty much the most exciting things that happened.
Well, outside of quarterbacks.
Coaches a little bit. There's been some movement in coaches.
Well, the big thing that just came out a few days ago, Bruce Arians retired.
Little surprised. I thought he was going to stick around with
Tom. I thought he was going to... Yeah, I agree with that. Like, just one more season.
Yeah, but no, he was ready to retire.
Maybe he just wanted to convince Tom to come back, and he's like, okay, Todd, good luck. I'm out. See ya.
It was a trap. Mike McDaniel, assistant, I think he was offensive coach or offensive coordinator for the 49ers, is now the head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Yep, he brought Raheem Mostert with him.
And also somehow managed to get Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, so props to him already.
I'm trying to think of other major coaching changes.
Sean Payton retired.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I forgot about that. Have they named their new coach?
They just took the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Just like what Tampa did.
Yeah.
The only difference is they don't have a, Hall of Fame quarterback.
I mean, but defense is what's actually won them. God.
It won most of their games last year.
Sorry, we're going to take a brief break from football to just complain about what's on the television screen in front of us. We have WrestleMania on in the background because that's sort of sports. Logan Paul is on the stage, and I'm just...
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be talking about football, but what the hell?
Why
disgusted. Is he here? I've watched one episode of wrestling in the last,
He's wearing a
2
fucking
months.
Pokemon card as jewelry.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Do people wear Pokemon cards?
They do with Magic cards, too. I mean... I don't know if it's a Pokemon card or not, but it looks like one.
I think it is.
I've seen somebody wearing a Magic card as jewelry too.
But regardless, why is he here?
I mean,
Go away.
Did you see him? Okay, to get us back on football, I'll segue. He tweeted that he could be an NFL player.
No, he couldn't.
Because he's so good at boxing. He's undefeated.
Kaepernick will get signed before then.
Anyway, yeah, back to football. We'll move on. Coaching-wise, I think we've hit the major changes.
Somehow Pete Carroll's still here?
Lovie Smith is the Houston Texans head coach.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that.
Pete Carroll is old as shit, though.
Yeah, like
I didn't realize it. He's old.
He's in his 70s.
Yeah. Like, talking about Bruce Arians retiring. What the fuck?
Bruce Arians just turned 70, I think, or something like that. Like, he's not even within 5 years of Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I think... Let's see... What's his age?
Oh, he's 70.
He's only 70. Okay, I thought he was older than that.
Well, he looks older than that.
Yeah.
Regardless, he is 70. Most people retire between, 65 and 68. And he is 70, coaching Seahawks in a rebuild year. Even though it's not a rebuild year, according to DK Metcalf.
It is now, and I don't foresee DK Metcalf staying there either. I think he'll get traded too.
Yeah.
Why not just tear it down to the studs and rebuild that way? You get so many draft picks for DK Metcalf right now.
Yeah, but I would keep Metcalf because he would be a pillar you could build off of.
But what if you got a first and a second for him?
No, I'd have to get 2 firsts for him.
Nah,
listen, he's
first and 2 seconds.
Maybe first 2 seconds and maybe a decent depth player. I could see.
Yeah.
Maybe a lineman or a wide receiver 3 or something.
What was Bobby Wagner?
He was a linebacker.
Yeah, they need a new linebacker.
Which, Wagner, going to the Rams. He's just rebuilding them.
Oh, that's right. The Raiders was the most disappointing coaching hire. Because didn't they hire...
They hired someone random, didn't they?
No.
Oh, yeah, Eberflus finally got a job.
Who's the dude? Josh McDaniels. That's right.
Oh, Mr.
They hired Josh McDaniels, who's going to be an offensive coordinator for the Patriots in 2 years, probably.
Well, they're just expanding to New England West again.
I think, honestly, Josh McDaniels is the reason why they're not going to win the division this year.
Yeah, because it's going to come down to, a final game between the Raiders and the Patriots to win a spot in the playoffs.
Bill calling in favor.
Be like, listen, I gave you a job when you needed it.
Doug Peterson. Jaguars hired smart, I think, finally. Doug Peterson to the Jaguars. I think that's pretty good.
Well, it took him 14 years.
I mean, also, the more stuff that keeps coming out about Urban Meyer and how
horrible he was.
Absolutely, yeah. I heard somebody remark, and this is it's actually horrible how long he was able to teach college kids. If this is how he treated them, he should not have been the coach of Ohio State for so long.
Yeah, how? How did this happen? Why are you even here?
I mean, he just seems like an awful, awful person who didn't... Okay, so the funniest thing is that apparently he didn't know who Aaron Donald was when they played the Rams.
What?
I have to hope that he was joking, but the people around him could not tell.
I mean...
When he asked, who's this 99 fella? I heard he's going to give us problems. He had to have been joking, right?
I'd like to think so, but I don't know if he was. It really could have been either way. Which is a little disappointing. How do you feel about the Vikings hire for coach, though?
I mean...
O'Connell?
Whatever. I don't care.
I mean, I think he was part of, the McVay chain somehow.
Yeah. He was the Rams offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. I think they should have gone with Mike Zimmer one more year, but, you know.
Well, I think they're just trying to figure out if it's Zimmer or if it's Kirk Cousins that's the problem. And
Probably Kirk Cousins.
honestly, I would say it's both. But
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. The real answer is it's both, but
yeah,
it's definitely not just the coach.
maybe they just want to squeeze another year out of Cousins too because they paid so much. So
Yeah, but I mean, so this is the last year for Thielen, probably.
I mean,
He'll stick around like Larry Fitzgerald did, but this is his last, like, hey, I can still put up 1,000 yards. So it's kind of go mode for them. If they don't make it this year, it's going to be like they're going to have to go find another weapon. And also Dalvin Cook I think his contract is almost up.
Well, his bones will be too brittle by then, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's 26 now, and so, 26 is elderly for running backs, unfortunately, because their bodies just get beat up.
I mean, that's 80 in running back years, so.
Yeah, so he was drafted in 2017, so he's coming to the end of his rookie contract.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've signed him to a different one or not.
I don't think so, but, like, I could see him going 2 years after his rookie contract, but I don't know if it'll be in Minnesota.
But, yeah, if they're going to make do with the weapons that they got now, then they need to move
quick.
So I think it makes sense to shake things up. I would have I have to assume they just managed to lose in the quarterback market. Because...
Yeah, but, I mean, it's hard to attract a quarterback to Minnesota.
Well, I mean, but he is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, well, that's a plus now, and
Dalvin Cook, like, honestly.
But you think about it, that's exactly what they could offer back in the day. Like, they had Randy Moss back there.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get people to come up there still then.
Part of their problem is that the Packers would never have agreed to a trade to the Vikings.
Yeah.
So they were kind of out of luck on Aaron Rodgers. And I assume they just weren't in the conversation for Deshaun Watson.
They probably didn't want to be in the conversation.
He's generally too rich. And you know what? Kirk Cousins is better than what's left now.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
He's serviceable.
I wouldn't have wanted Matt Ryan over Kirk Cousins either.
I mean, I have a difference of opinion on that, but that's me.
What? You think Matt Ryan will do better than Kirk Cousins this year?
Yeah, actually, I do. Now, if you take out the fact that Justin Jefferson is his receiver, I think if you look at them compared otherwise, Matt Ryan would still be a little bit better, not by much. But
he has a very terrible depth of target. He cannot throw it down the field anymore.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But Kirk couldn't in the first place, so.
He can throw it down the field, just not in prime time.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
He's like Andy Dalton.
Yeah, if it's a 1 o'clock game, whole field he can throw it.
500 yards. Let's go. But no, he's the best of what's left. So yeah, since we're on the topic of quarterbacks.
Would you like to discuss them?
Yeah, we can.
Well, let's see. Biggest news out there, Matt Barkley was re-signed by the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm happy to see that he still has a home.
Well, the Bills lost their backup QB.
Well, that's okay because they signed 2 more in his place. Because they also signed Case Keenum.
Oh, wow. I forgot he was still there.
Well, that's because Baker Mayfield's going to become the backup now for Cleveland, so they don't need Keenum anymore.
So yeah, just a quick recap. I did not see that one. When did that happen?
Oh, yeah, we'll need to discuss that. Go ahead and...
Mitchell Trubisky. He's a starter now. Hey, they looked around and they decided, oh, wait.
We don't like any of these options.
These options are all terrible. Mason Rudolph was the best option.
Yeah. And that's just sad.
So yeah, Trubisky's now going to be throwing to Chase Claypool.
And Chase Claypool.
Oh, wait, no.
Because everyone else left.
Deontay, what's his name?
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson is their true number 1.
Yeah, I mean, both of them can kind of act as a 1 and a 2. So that works.
Tyrod Taylor to the New York Giants. He could be taking over for Daniel Jones.
I'm gonna guess by week 5.
Teddy Bridgewater is, I assume, going to be the backup in Miami.
Well, they got to have somebody for when Tua breaks his leg.
I hadn't
again.
heard that. The Cleveland Browns made
they...
another big splash in free agency.
Oh boy, this one's a game breaker.
And probably severely divided their fandom. Because Deshaun Watson reported rude person when it comes to the opposite sex.
Rude is a very, very understatement, but agreed.
He is now going to Cleveland. He chose that for himself, I guess. He had all the options in the world. He could have gone to New Orleans, Atlanta. I think he probably could have gone to Miami if he really wanted to.
I mean, I feel like Indianapolis could have made a play for him too.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Peyton Manning would have been too upset about that because he's the only general rude person to the opposite sex.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's the only one the Colts are allowed to have.
Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh, that could have been an option too, but
yeah, he could have gone anywhere, but he would have fit in real well with Pittsburgh, following up for Rapelessberger.
God damn it!
What? Oh, sorry, Roethlisberger. I forgot. I mix up his name sometimes.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Just slips the tongue.
Yeah, just the slip of the tongue. So yeah, they also signed to back him up while still having Baker Mayfield on the roster. He hasn't gone anywhere yet. He issued a statement essentially saying goodbye to the team before they signed Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, because he knew it was coming. And then,
I think they might just cut him.
I mean, if they can't find... Oh, well, let me phrase that. If Seattle can't trade enough picks for him, then, yeah, I could see them just cutting him.
Yeah,
so... It's going to be Seattle, let's face it.
It's got to be, right?
There's not another team out there I see that even would have remote interest in him.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett is the backup in Cleveland now. And yeah, Seattle, they now have Drew Lock after trading away Russell Wilson.
Yeah, who saw that one coming? To Denver, nonetheless.
I knew that Russell wanted out, but not Denver.
Denver?
Yeah.
Why Denver?
Also, I didn't expect anyone to want Drew Lock. They chose to have Drew Lock come to their team.
Yeah, they had mentioned that they wanted Noah Fant as part of the trade, too, and Denver was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Albert... Oh! Ogwebanon! He's going to be so good this season. It's going to be amazing.
I don't know. Denver's receivers...
He's better than Fant.
Cool.
Yes.
I really want to look at Denver's receivers, though, because they're all going to have lots of value.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of them is going to.
But anyway, back to the quarterbacks.
Yeah, Tom Brady re-signed.
No, he unretired?
Unretired.
Yeah. He Brett Favre'd it.
I think he should have waited until April Fool's Day.
Oh, that would have been amazing. Speaking of which, did you see wait, no, you're the one that shared it, weren't you?
Yeah, Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman coming out of retirement on April Fool's Day.
It was great. It was so plausible. He had me fooled for a second, too.
Yeah, and then I was like, wait a second. They already have 5 receivers plus Sammy Miller. Or Scotty Miller, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
What?
That's really all of the quarterback signings of note for the most part.
Carolina still hasn't figured out what they're doing.
Jameis Winston staying in New Orleans. Kyle Allen is going to back up Davis General Mills.
Ah, yes. Did you see that...
In Houston.
Do you see Mr. Dalton is heading down to New Orleans?
Oh, that's right. Always amazes me. He's not the worst quarterback out. He's a good backup.
Well, whenever Jameis Winston starts sucking again, then, you can put him in.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about relying on Taysom Hill.
Quarterback still unsigned that could go somewhere. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I thought
Maybe.
he was still with Washington.
No, well, I mean, he's not... Yeah, he's available. Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Let's move on.
Everyone else on there was a scrub. AJ McCarron.
Oh, we did forget about one last quarterback.
What?
Marcus Mariota.
Mariota.
Marcus Mariota to the Atlanta Falcons to throw to
Someone.
Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
And then Cordell Patterson. That's it. They don't have like.
Is there even one signed?
Their number one wide receiver right now would probably be
the one that
Zemeis.
Yeah, him. Like, outside of him, I don't even know anyone on the roster.
Because they lost Calvin Ridley to a full year suspension. He didn't even want to play for him anyway.
Because he bet on himself.
He bet on the Falcons. No, he didn't bet on himself. He wasn't playing. But he still bet on the Falcons to win. Which is ridiculous. I feel like that's punishment enough. But instead he is not allowed to play football. He's in football jail for a year.
Yeah, like that's... Don't get me wrong. Suspending for a little bit, I would understand. Just to make a point, hey, don't bet on sports teams if you're in that league.
Yeah, like 8 to 10 games.
Yeah, like, that would be reasonable.
Meanwhile, there's very strong allegations that the Miami Dolphins owner tried to pay his coach to lose games.
Yeah, while also employing someone who regularly injects steroids into his veins.
Yeah.
Mr. Fuller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he should get random drug tests more often. Yeah, no. So, yeah, they lost Russell Gage to Tampa. But, yeah, they have Olamide Zaccheaus is their number one. And then Demir Bird?
Yeah, I think I've heard that name. For their third, how do you say that?
Daryl Hodge.
I've never heard of that human in my life.
I would assume that Auden Tate is actually going to be their third, though.
Yeah.
And they got Chad Hansen.
Yeah, Chad Hansen.
He played for the Texans, I think.
Okay.
Hansen.
Cool.
And yeah, no, Kyle Pitts is going to get all the targets and also all the coverage.
This is going to be like, if anyone out there listening has watched late 2000s Kansas City Chief games, this is going to be like when Tony Gonzalez received every single reception from whoever was throwing.
Yeah.
Which is why his numbers skyrocketed and he became the number one tight end for like the league forever.
I mean, Marcus Mariota's not that good of a quarterback.
No, but you average throwing 20 to 25 balls a game.
Yeah.
You complete maybe 16 to 18 of them. Who's gonna catch him? Patterson can grab a couple, but like Pitts is gonna get at least 10 a game.
I assume they'll pick up a wide receiver in the draft.
I sure hope so.
And he's gonna start.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter who it is. Like London, if London is still there at their pick, just grab him.
So yeah, the running back. There's not a whole lot of excitement going on.
Yeah,
a lot of returning. Fournette got re-signed. Patterson got re-signed to Atlanta. McKissick almost went to the Bills and then re-signed with the Washington Commanders.
The Commies.
The Commies. I can't wait for the knockoff commie shirt merch that I will definitely wear.
Yes, and eventually we will have video again, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
If it stops being cold outside.
Yeah, it's winter, and the recording studio is unheated.
Yes, it is not the best place to be in 30-degree weather. Anyway.
Yeah, Rashad Penny re-signed in Seattle. Boston Scott. Trying to see, making sure there's not any other major.
Royce Freeman got rehired.
Yeah, I forgot that he was on the Texans.
I forgot he was still in the NFL.
Oh, Giovanni Bernard.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he got re-signed.
But let's talk about the moves. Probably, honestly,
Edmonds was the big one.
Yeah, Edmonds is the biggest. Edmonds is going to Miami
to
fill out that super team.
Yeah, he's going to be part of the triple header backfield, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty threatening backfield, to be honest.
I mean, it's him, Mostert, and who else is over there? Someone else.
Uh, Edmonds.
No, Edmonds, Mostert,
Oh no, Gaskin.
Gaskin. Yeah, I always forget about Gaskin, as does most of the world.
I mean,
He has one good game every month.
yeah, he tries.
That's his rule.
He's just smaller.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then yeah. Other than that, oh, and I think Connor got extended too.
I think so, yeah. Because they got rid of Edmonds to keep Connor.
Rightfully so, because I mean Connor was good last year.
Yeah, but I have a soft spot for Edmonds. I think he is a pretty good running back myself. I would have kept both of them. Because, I mean, it's not like you're going to resign some of your other players that needed money. Christian Kirk walked for half of Florida, so I mean, that's a hell of a contract. And
yeah.
You know, Chandler Jones, went over to, what was it, the Raiders? Yeah, so you don't have to pay either of them anymore. So might as well just take the money you're going to pay those people with, keep Edmonds, keep that backfield going.
I mean, yeah, other signings we got here. Raheem Mostert to Miami as well. We've talked about it.
I like that, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting. I mean, but see, my one problem is that Edmonds and Mostert
they will
perform the same role.
Yeah, but I mean, so does Gaskin, really.
Yeah, so they don't.
They're all the same person, which is going to be great for Tua because he can, dump the ball off to any of them.
Yeah, maybe we'll just run all three of them out there at once. And just
that way,
for it.
no one will never know which direction to keep an eye on.
This one might have flown under your radar, but Ronald Jones signing to Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this is the end of the Clyde Edwards-Helaire experiment.
it's fun.
He's going to be there, but it's going to be like a 1A, 1B type of role.
Yeah, no, that said, I really don't think Ronald Jones is going to do a ton there. Because, I mean,
I think Ronald Jones might be the first. He'll be the first and second down or back. With Helaire doing third down stuff because he can kind of catch passes.
Yeah, but they still got Williams too, don't they?
Nope.
Oh, they get rid of Williams?
Damian Williams or Darrell Williams?
Darrell.
I don't know if they do or not.
Oh
no, I think they have Gore, Derek Gore.
Oh, I forgot about Gore.
Is their third guy now?
Okay, yeah, it makes sense that they signed Ronald Jones then, but I don't know. I still don't think that's gonna do a whole lot.
I just think what it means is that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not valuable in fantasy anymore.
No, I would agree with that. I think the biggest fantasy pickups in Kansas City right now are Mahomes and Kelsey. And everyone else you can take guesses on, but you may or may not be right.
I'm willing to go for somebody like Juju or
Scantling
because they're gonna go so late.
Yeah,
Juju in the 7th or 8th round.
That could be an option.
That could be a pretty good option.
Yeah, but
MVS in the 10th or 11th round. I'll take it.
Yeah, it'll just have to be seen really how they do. But anyway, back to the running backs.
There's actually quite a few running backs out there still. Melvin Gordon hasn't made a decision. David Johnson's still floating around.
I feel Lindsey, he's still there.
Yeah, Darrell Williams is still out. Yeah, Lindsey's a player in the NFL still.
Sony Michel, Devontae Freeman.
Oh, Devontae Freeman?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that he plays still. Le'Veon Bell.
I feel like his time's done.
Yeah, probably. Peyton Barber, but John Gruden's not here to hire him anymore.
Yeah, and Tampa remembers what he does, so he ain't getting hired by anybody.
And yeah, Justin Jackson's kind of interesting. I'm surprised he's a free agent.
I bet the Chargers, if they don't get another running back in the draft, they'll probably go grab him again.
Yeah.
Just a 1-year contract. Hey, come back and hang out for a bit.
So that's the end of my knowledge, because that is the offense.
Well, that's really all we need to focus on. We can focus on some of the bigger defensive plays, like the Bobby Wagner one. That's a big one.
Where did Bobby Wagner go to the Broncos?
No, he's the one that went to the Rams.
Okay.
And then Shelby Harris was part of that trade that sent him to Seattle.
Okay.
And then, what was the other one? Oh, Randy Gregory. You saw that one, didn't you? Where,
where he was gonna go.
It was Denver.
Yeah, he was gonna re-sign, and then he was just like, nope, I'm going to Denver.
Wasn't it like a guaranteed money deal that was the problem there?
Yeah, well, I think the Cowboys had announced that he was signing with them.
Oh, and then he's like, and better change that.
Nope, I'm not. It's almost like he just like...
Hold on, we need to take another break.
Just another timeout of NFL real quick to address what we're seeing on the screen. Becky Lynch is making her entrance in a fucking SUV that she drove on the stage, looking like Lady fucking Gaga.
Yeah, with some very high shoulder pads and 80s sunglasses.
Stunner shades?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that is an entrance. What is that? Oh, it is a little girl who made that sign. I was like, what is that sign? It looked awful.
No, it's because a child made it.
It looked awful. Get better, kid.
Do better.
As our former first lady said, do best.
Anyway, going back to the NFL.
Yeah, Chandler Jones.
Going to the Raiders?
Yeah, signing in the Raiders. Man, if Josh McDaniels can just, like, stay out of coaching and let his coordinators run.
Yeah, like, literally, if he just, like, makes sure that Derek Carr has a playbook and let him do everything on the offense, and then on defense, just be like, you know what? We got coordinators for a reason. Then it'll be beautiful, just like you said.
Yeah, no.
And they'll probably win the division.
He could. I mean, he did okay when... Wasn't he the one that coached Peyton Manning?
No.
That was Vic Fangio.
Yeah, it was Kubiak.
Man, Broncos went through so many head coaches.
Yeah, McDaniel was the head coach whenever... it was Tebow.
Okay, yeah.
I know Tebow puts me to sleep, too.
Yeah, I forgot he existed again. Is he still in the NFL? No.
He got cut before the season started. Any other big news we got over
Khalil
there?
Mack is going to the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
As well as J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know who that is.
He's a pretty good corner. That might actually be a value. Because they lost, was it Casey Hayward to somebody?
I didn't read this. Kirk Cousins got extended.
Wait, they extended his contract?
Yeah, so never mind. Kirk is the answer, it seems.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll be the answer until that contract's up. And then they realize that he's not. Or
he's a fine quarterback. He's in the top half of quarterbacks.
Well, that's because he is the line for the quarterback.
True, but he is in the top half.
Listen, this is the Kirk Cousins scale.
Oh, it was just a 1-year extension.
Oh, so pretty much he just gets through this year and next then.
Yeah.
Well, I think that pretty much hit most of it on the head there.
Kyler Murray is still... So, the news of players that didn't necessarily sign anywhere. Lamar Jackson still hasn't signed a contract. I don't know what his strategy is. He does not have an agent. He's just going it alone.
Probably not a good idea. Oh, your yawns spread to me, sir.
They're infectious. Baker Mayfield, obviously. Where is Baker going to go? Because he's not staying in Cleveland.
It has to be Seattle, right?
It has to be. It can't. Seattle can't go into the season with Drew Lock. They have Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf as their receivers. You can't make them catch balls from Drew Lock. That's rude.
Yeah, they wouldn't even... If I were them, I wouldn't even stick around for it if that was the case. I'd just hold out or
Case
something.
Keenum is right there. You could just be
No,
like, hey,
Keenum's in Buffalo.
Yeah, just, hey, Buffalo, here's a 7th rounder.
Just give us Keenum. Please.
I mean, I think there's still good quarterbacks left. Cam Newton's out there. Cam Newton.
Well,
Fitzpatrick.
I heard...
Ooh, Fitzpatrick.
Ooh, that actually...
Has he ever played for the NFC West?
Yes, but I don't think he's played for Seattle.
Did he play for the 49ers? Because he wasn't a Ram.
No, he wasn't a Ram.
I don't think he's played for the
Wait,
NFC
no, he was a Ram.
He was a Ram.
He was a St. Louis Ram. That's what it was.
Was that the NFC West?
Back then, yes.
Wow. Yeah, no. St. Louis Ram. Wow.
Yeah, I know that's a weird statement.
Everywhere. Fitzpatrick is available, and you can't go into the season starting Drew Lock. Can this be the thumbnail?
Yeah.
Is that...
What is that?
Sorry, I'll bleep that.
Wow.
I'll say, anyway, back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're just looking at nice, beautiful pictures of Ryan Fitzpatrick shirtless. They're very distracting.
Yes.
Well,
that's because he joined the Bills Mafia after the season.
Other controversies.
Um,
I'm excited for this. Hard Knocks is going to feature the Detroit Lions.
Oh, well, I mean, you get to see your team, so that's a plus.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear more about Jared Goff. Yay.
I can tell you're just ecstatic.
Please sign a quarterback. Please pick up one in the draft.
You did sign a quarterback.
Not.
His name's Jared Goff.
Kyler Murray is apparently being a brat or something. I don't know. Oh, we didn't talk about him.
What?
We forgot to talk about Carson Wentz. Everybody forgot about Carson Wentz because he's...
Of course.
Guys, Ryan Fitzpatrick is available. Why are you starting Carson Wentz?
They traded for Carson Wentz.
Why did anyone...
Okay.
The Colts were straight up just gonna cut... If they just waited, the Colts would have just straight up cut Carson Wentz.
Yeah, like...
He was not going to be on the team.
Okay, first off, props to the Colts GM for convincing anyone to take him off their hands.
Hey, to be fair, it's Dan Snyder's involved, so...
Oh, well, yeah. You know, he had to pull out that BD energy. You know, pretend like he is something.
Yeah, Carson Wentz went to the Commanders. Next. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on in the NFL right now.
Yeah, now that's just right now, though.
Well, before we go, we do have to talk about the overtime rule changes.
Oh, yes, that is
They've
official
made
now.
them better. Not in. I don't think the changes apply to
regular season.
Nothing changing. There can still be tie games. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, because, I mean, playoff games, you want there to be, you know, a little more competition, but at the same time, that competition be fair.
Yeah, and honestly, putting it all on the defenses to make a stop is just kind of eh.
Yeah, that's not great.
Like, defenses are... A defense is more likely to be gassed than an offense at the end of a game. Like, they have to run all of the routes that all of the receivers do. The receivers just do their, like... I just feel like it was putting too much on defenses to maintain that stamina all the way through.
Yeah.
Whereas the offense kind of got to rest a lot more, in my opinion.
Yeah, there was only a handful of defenses that could even hold up in those scenarios, too. Like, back in the day, Legion of Boom could, because they could take on anybody.
Yeah.
Current day Rams could.
Probably could. I mean, we saw... The Chiefs and the Bills have fine defenses, but they were just so gassed at the end of that game that it didn't matter. If the Bills had won the coin toss, the Bills were going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but just so happened to go the Bengals' way both times, right?
Oh, no, I was thinking about the Bills-Chiefs game, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think the Bills would have beat the Bengals.
I agree. But I also think that the Chiefs... They're missing pieces. And
They're missing more pieces now. I mean, they haven't even re-signed Tyrann Mathieu.
yeah, which, by the way, how is he not signed by anyone?
I mean, he's just playing it cool, man. He's not ready.
Yes, but he is dare I say, one of the best secondary defensive players out there currently.
Oh.
And he is not signed by anybody.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, what? What? Why?
He needs more. He needs more money.
Well, you know what? He should come to
You
Tampa.
gotta milk these rich fuckers dry.
Well, tell him to come to Tampa. We got some cash left.
Do you?
Not much, but we've got enough to sign him.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to have a draft.
But the overtime rules, just real quick to hit on it, is so both teams get a chance unless the first team scores a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Oh, is that the rule?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear about the 2-point conversion part, so that's actually news to me, but I like it because it kind of locks you in by being, a little ballsy.
Yeah. So the way I look at it now is that it's almost always correct to elect to go second.
Yeah, because,
Because, you just, if they make a touchdown and surely you can stop their 2-point conversion.
Yeah, because
so they'll be down 1 if you just get a touchdown and the extra point.
Yeah, because you just have to focus on keeping the 2-point conversion from happening. As long as you don't let that happen, you're good.
Unless teams think they go... I mean, would a team... Okay, if you get the ball first and you score a touchdown, do you automatically go for the 2-point conversion to win the game? Or do you trust your defense?
I think it just depends what team you are.
Yeah.
There could be some strategy in that.
Chargers going for it every time.
Well,
it's not here to fuck about.
Yeah, that is true.
Who's their coach? Is it Joe Judge?
No, I don't.
No, Joe Judge was a terrible coach for the Giants, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
I can't remember his name. Is it Bradley or something?
I don't.
Brandon Staley.
Yes, that's
the 4th down king.
Yeah, the man who's like, you know what? I know it's 4th and 23, but you know what? Let's go for it.
You're saying there's a chance.
Just let Herbert do everything. He's got it.
Oh, and also one more.
Oh, did we miss another?
Defensive signing we missed. Von Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Bills, of all places.
Big fucking
For 6 years.
Yeah,
a 6-year contract.
Isn't he 30?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it was a surprising contract. But hey, congrats to Von Miller for getting that bag.
Yeah, he just put his kids through college with that one.
Put, the next generation, his, kids through college with that.
Yeah, because that was a big deal regardless.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the march of NFL.
Yeah, well, it's been a whirlwind, and I'm sure there'll be more.
But wait, no, I'm kidding. There is no. Hold on, we'll check the Twitters before we go. See if make sure there's nothing more. Okay, yeah, no, I don't see Ian Rappaport saying anything. No. Oh no, they're just freaking out about Pat McAfee.
Oh, well.
That's what the Twitters are doing.
I mean, that sounds about right. He's ridiculous anyway. Oh, it looks like Brett Favre's coming back.
Gross. Don't even joke about it. It's dumb.
Hey, Seattle needs somebody.
Quit. I'm ending the podcast. Colin Kaepernick is out there.